Hey everybody, it's Alika Lifty, and today let's brew our Rwanda Rambagirakawa as a filter offering. This is a delicious washed Rwanda coffee. It is a little bit more traditional than we see some of these Rwanda coffees in that its acidity is a little bit more tame and very well balanced with this nice honey sweetness and floral qualities. I've been playing with some different recipes. There's a lot of trends going around out there, and we're going to play with one of these. We're releasing a couple coffees this week, and both of these have a very similar recipe. In fact, the same exact grind size and water temperature. We'll just be brewing them a little bit differently to achieve the same extraction percentage. Today, we're going to brew on a cone brew. I'm using the Origami Air Large, so it fits just like a V6002. You're going to get really similar results brewing with this, and especially with this recipe, it's going to play really well with different sized V60s. This Rwanda, we are using 30 grams of coffee. I know, a lot. And we will be using 500 mils of water. My coffee is ground on a 6 on my Fellow Oud Gen 2, which is 850 microns. And I have got 200 degrees Fahrenheit on my water. First off, let's wet our paper filter. This recipe is going to be really easy. You know, there's a lot of coarse grind settings and swirling going around there, and a lot of it is based on some recent research by Charles Hendon. That research, however, is based predominantly on espresso brewing, so it's a little much, in my opinion, to extrapolate into the brew. What effectively I'm seeing happening is like we're riffing on the Tetsu V60 method. So got a coarse grind setting, 30 grams of coffee, and I'm gonna split this into only 3 pours. Now, this works in part because we have a constant flow rate the whole time, and this coffee is very soluble. We're gonna get a really great cup, and we're gonna steep or bloom for a really long time. All right, so bed is shaken flat. I'm gonna start my timer, and I'm going to bloom with 60 mils total. Stick around a little bit in the middle because we are a cone. And I know I say this every coffee, but this is very aromatic. Once I hit that 60, I'm just gonna give this a little swirl. Just try to break apart any channels, get that water pushed to some different spots. And I'm gonna let this bloom for 45 seconds. At 45, I'm gonna do my second bloom. Again, pouring pretty light, trying to release some of these gases trapped in between these particles. Push a little bit more water through, be sure we saturate. So here at 45, up to 120, and another swirl. Still like to pour pretty evenly. Got a head of water there. Now, swirl about 5 to 6 times. You're not trying to dish this water out of here like a washing basin. We're just trying to break apart channels, move any clumps, and fully saturate this coffee. And now we're going to let this steep until 2 minutes. And at 2 minutes, I'm gonna hit this pour pretty heavy, around 6 to 12 milliliters per second. I know that's a wide range. And raise this all the way up to our 500 grams total. So one big pour here to finish it off. So early on, we let these coarse grinds saturate so that I can actually extract for this entire period after that. And this results for this coffee, you know, I'm using around 140 ppm water, very similar to a third wave water profile, and we are getting a 22% extraction overall with a 1.4 TDS. Drop there in the middle. I'm just slowly moving to the outside. I should see this coffee stirring up, and once those gases release, I shouldn't be seeing a whole lot more. I'm gonna come back to the middle. Work back to the outside. We got a lot of water here. Careful not to overfill your brewer. And there we go. Now, I'm gonna let this do its thing. At 3.5 minutes, I'm gonna give it another little swirl, just to make sure we're evenly saturating all those grounds and I don't have any migration that's changed my flow. Now, especially with an origami, we may be worried about a little bit of bypass, to which I say, don't worry about it. Your strength is fine, our extraction is fine, and it's easier. So, at 3.5 minutes, I'm gonna give this another swirl. Again, very gentle, not trying to throw grounds anywhere. I'm just trying to move this water around and make it even. And we are yielding here close to 16 ounces. So a nice 2-cup recipe, which again, is larger than what I usually do. The idea behind this is that coarser grind setting means we're not gonna get as many channels, and a taller brew bed is going to trap more of these bitter particles. And this cup has been very nice. It's gonna treat traditional recipes really well. So if you wanna throw in our Kalita recipe or V60 recipe, you're still gonna get really good results. On the other side of things, if you wanna do it this way, we're gonna get a very round and silky cup. This nice honeycomb sweetness, elderflower, and a gentle acidity. Traditionally, you know, we get these really bright acidity with Rwanda coffees. This is much more gentle, and I really enjoyed it. It picks up as the coffee cools, becoming very bright, but not dominating the cup. It's been really enjoyable. Now, I expect to drain between 4.5 and 5 minutes total. And we'll let this drip out for the whole 5 minutes. This coffee was pretty easy to brew. I didn't have a lot of draining too quickly, especially with this recipe. If you do grind too coarse, it's just gonna be a little bit more weak and it's gonna drain far too quickly. Look for that balanced cup, serve, and enjoy.